US next generation fighter of concepts coming close. The Navy and the US Air Force are looking at what comes next. This sixth generation fighter initiative is known as the FX program for the US Air Force and the FAXX for the Navy. The FX program looks to finally replace the F-15 Eagle, as well as the F-22 Raptor, and the FAXX program aims to replace the F-A-18 Super Hornet. This new aircraft will be as much about reusable lasers as it is about expendable. One issue pointed out by Northrop Grumman is that these lasers, along with future engines and avionics, will put out a huge amounts of heat, making thermal control a huge concern for stealthy aircraft. Infrared search and track systems, both air and ground-based, are only becoming more sensitive and reliable as time goes on. As a result, future stealthy fighter aircraft will have to keep their cool in order to remain undetected. Northrop Grumman seems to be pursuing a different albeit more shadowy way of dealing with the problem. Northrop's sixth-generation fighter concept eschews the accumulator concept for thermal management to keep their cool in order to undetected. So we know that lasers will be a significant part of a sixth-generation fighter capabilities, but what else do Northrop Grumman's renderings tell us? First off, it looks like they want to scale down their long-range strike bomber, LRS-B, design, having a very close resemblance to the B-2 and B-21 yet-to-be-disclosed LRS-B design. No matter what, clearly Northrop Grumman thinks the tailless concept is the way forward for future fighter aircraft. Specifically the flying wing, cranked kite design that the company has been developing for the last decade and a half, and has flown publicly on the X-47B, seems to be further extrapolated in the renderings above. This concept also makes it clear that enhanced range and payload will be key factors in a sixth-generation fighter design. Sadly, this was not realized with the F-35, which retained more of a traditional jet fighter configuration and design concept. In the high end of the future, the F-35 and its vulnerable tanker support aircraft will likely be pushed back far outside a capable anti-access/area denial defenses. This will have to be left to expensive and limited supplies of standoff as well as low observable aircraft with long endurance capabilities. This is why procuring the long-range strike bomber B-21 and keeping the B-2 Spirit viable is so important. For a sixth-generation fighter like the ones depicted by Northrop Grumman, top-end speed and maneuverability may be sacrificed to some degree, at least, if the crank kite flying wing design is used, in order to achieve many other enhanced capabilities at an affordable cost. For instance, packing a laser system and long range into a 9G tailless, supersonic fighter design may not only be prohibitively expensive, but also wasteful. By giving up maneuverability and high top speed performance for enhanced stealth and greater fuel and weapons capacity, while relying on lasers instead of maneuverability for self-defense, little is lost while much is gained. This design is less exotic than Northrop Grumman's current offering, and likely puts more of an emphasis on traditional fighter attributes like speed and maneuverability. Still, this does not mean that Lockheed's FAXX offering will look anything like this year's in the future, that is if these initiatives ever even come close to fruition at all. How is the sixth-generation fighter going to be any different? Especially considering the F-35 will still be in production, tightening of budgets and the fact that the cost of fielding new combat aircraft is only going up, not down. We need some clean-sheet whiz-bang super high-end aircraft design. Northrop Grumman will be able to do high-end and clean-sheet new concepts. Hopefully it is the latter, as it would be downright alarming if we are still playing the same manned fighter development game 20 years from now. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.